Grand rising, beautiful kings and queens across the world. I hope you're having a great and wonderful Tuesday. If your AM has started out rocky, I pray that you take a moment to inhale and then exhale and press reset. Remember, you have the power to control your words, your thoughts, and your actions. So, if something's not working out in the way you want it to be, reassess and try a different way. I pray that you get all that you need today to get you through this day. Today, I wanted to talk about healing. I wanted to talk about the process of healing, the first step of healing for me. Everybody talk about self love. You need self love, self care. You need to heal this and that, but there's not a lot of people talking about what healing looks like, the journey that you take. What happens when you kick into that healing mode? So I want to take some time out of your AM and just talk about the healing process and how it works for me and how it was for some of my clients and some people in my life I experienced. The first step of healing, I call it acceptance. It's where when you get to a place and you like, this is not working out, whatever, this is not, I can't stay in this place, like this is something's going on, I need to get help, I need to talk to someone, I need to figure out what's wrong so I can get to a better place for me. And for me, that happens because I was in this situation with this guy, and before him, I was full of life. I was all the top of the world. You couldn't tell me nothing. And so I entered into this situation with this guy, and I gave my all, like, because I haven't been talking to nobody for years. I was like, oh, okay, this seems to be, he talking real good. He's showing his interest, so I'm gonna go head first. I jumped head first into that ocean and drowned. Like when I tell you I drowned, I drowned. I jumped in there with no life vest, no nothing, thinking that he was gonna be my captain. Like I was gonna hop on a boat and we're gonna be cool. No, that's not what happened. I hit that ground water and just drowned. I poured all I had into him. I poured all my love, everything, anything I thought that a man would want. I poured it into him, and it was just like it still wasn't enough. He was still dating other women, still sleeping with other women, still doing disappearing acts. It was just so much, and I started to internalize that. I started to be like, whoa, wait a minute, like why am I not enough? Why am I not enough for you? Like I'm educated, highly educated, got a career, I got my own house, got my own car, taking care of my own kids. Like I don't need and want for nothing. Like, and I was just like, and I'm only 30. At this time, I'm only 30. I was like, wait a minute, like, what is going on? Like, this is crazy. Like, I'm the ideal woman, and you out here still talking to other females. Like, and I was just so I internally like, why wasn't I enough? And that rejection was so hard to deal with, and I was so deep in, like I was head over heels in love with him. Like I would knew he was with somebody else, and I would still be like, all right, pray over him and like, all right, hope you get home, say hope you have a great night. I would be doing drive-bys. I would catch him in his lies, and I was just still overlooking because I was so that much in love with him. And I was just like, I got to a place where I was just like, I couldn't look at myself in the mirror no more. I went from a thick 145 to 120. No ass, no thighs, no chest. I'm like, who are you? Like, I was just like, who are you, child? And I was just like, I cannot be here. Like, I cannot be here. I found myself in a place where I was during my divorce with my ex-husband, and I was like, oh no, Mauricia, we're not doing this again. We're not about to be in this place. Like, you are too great of a woman to be this place. Like, my brother was pouring into me, my sister was pouring into me. They were tired of hearing about him. They was tired of hearing about any of it. And I was just like, oh my God, what? And I was just in a place, I'm like, I couldn't eat, I couldn't sleep. I was driving by, I was just doing the most ridiculous shit ever. And I was just like, this is not who I am. And I remember blocking him, cussing him out, blocking him, and I was good. I was good for like a good week, and but I wasn't talking to nobody. I wasn't talking to nobody, and I remember sitting on my couch, and I was just sitting there, and I was just crying my eyes out, and my older daughter came and laid next to me, and she just held me, and I was just like, oh no, and I was like, and she just sat there. She didn't say nothing. She just held me, and I was so hurt that how my kids were experiencing this part of me. And I was just like, I can't be here. I can't stay here. And the very next day, my best friend called me. Like, when I tell you my best friend, my world, she's my world, she's my everything. No homo, no nothing. Like, she is my absolute everything. She's my heart. And this is the first time that I've ever heard her express her emotions the way she did, in regards to me. And she was like, you can't stay here. You can't be in this place, Mauricia. She was like, I've seen you. I'm sitting here watching you do this spiral, and I can't sit here no more and watch you do this. And them two, I feel like God used both of them to speak to me, because I couldn't stay there. I was turning into somebody I had no clue who I was. And at that moment, I cried and I prayed, and I was like, God, I can't do this. I don't know what's going on, but I know nothing to change. Something needs to happen. And God just immediately sent people in. I remember the Spirit telling me to call my cousin. My cousin, a licensed therapist. And I called her like, I'm going through something. I need your help. And I don't know what to do. And then I told her some of the basic stuff about it. And she was like, okay, I got you. So she sent me a list of people. And I was like, God, I don't know. I'm going to call each and every one of them. The first one I called, no availability. Second one I called, no availability. The third one I called was like, okay, I'll get back to you in a couple of days. The very same day, somebody contacted me, and I was like, okay, God, let's do this. And at that time, I was like, I need this. That's my point where I was accepted. I feel like the first stage of healing acceptance. And that time, at that place, I was like, I know I need help. I know that something is wrong, and I need someone to help me to get to a better version of me, because I can't do it by myself. So, in that time, my education started kicking in. Like, Mauricia, you help your clients with this all the time. Like, you need to use some of those tools that you help your clients with. And I was sitting here and I was drowning, and no one knew I was drowning. And I didn't know how to talk about it. I didn't know how to vent about it. And the first day, my therapist called me, and I remember just sitting there, and she was just like, "Want to talk?" And I was like, "I do, but I don't." And so she started answering questions. She started asking questions that got me to open up, and I just started pouring out to her. And she sat there, and she was so genuine. She was had so much compassion, and I just remember like feeling like this. I feel like something in my body was like snap. Like, okay, this is what you need. This is what you need. And I was just like, okay, let's do this. Let's do this, God. And like I was on cloud 9. I was on cloud 9 the first week. I was on cloud 9. I was like, yeah, I got this healing. Yeah, I'm about to be moving. I'm thinking like it's a pill. Like, yeah, I took my pill of healing today. I'm good. Baby, listen. That very next week, I was like, all right, cool. And then I went through my text message and saw him texting me. I was like, my goodness. So I started feeling lonely and started missing him. And I wasn't sure what I was missing, because I wasn't sure what I was missing. I guess I was missing the compassion. I guess I was missing the connection or something. I was just like, oh, I miss him. But mom was like, what did you miss? And I was like, I miss him. Like, but I couldn't answer myself of what I missed. I was like, okay, I'm gonna respond and see what is get us. The same circle. I was like, and then but this time I was like, you got one time. I was like, all right, I'm out. He had one time disappear. And I was like, deuces, I'm out. And that was like, okay, Mauricia. Then I feel like the healing process started over again. And my therapist had to let me know that it didn't. My healing process didn't start over because I went back a step. It just tells me that I have to start putting boundaries in place that was firm boundaries, so that way I can continue to move forward in the process. She's like, you're gonna step back a couple of times, you're gonna maybe step back twice, but you have to continue to move forward. And at that point, I had to take accountability for my own actions. I had to take accountability because I was breaking my own heart. And that's when we have to get to a place where we have to realize, like, we break our own hearts sometimes. Like, yes, he had a big play in what happened, but I broke my own heart because I expected someone who never communicated to me that he wanted all of that, who communicated and showed to me that he didn't want a relationship with me. But I continued to press for, I continued to pour into, I continued to pray over, I continued to love on him, I continued to do all this stuff. That was not what I was supposed to do. I continue to put myself in this position to get hurt. I continue to put myself in a position to where I was disappointed and let down. I continue, and I was like, all right, Marcia, you're hurting your own feelings. You're breaking your own heart. You need to stop. And I was like, you're right. I need to stop. And it's been one of the best roller coaster rides of my motherfucking life. Like, some days I'll be like, yes, I'm good. Yes. Sometimes I'll be like, oh my God, why? And I think my healing process was different because I addressed a lot of my problems at one time. Not only was I dealing with rejection, I was dealing with childhood abuse, childhood neglect, childhood trauma. I was dealing with mommy issues. I was dealing with attachment disorders. I was dealing with my own insecurities. I was dealing with a lot at one time that I had just taken in and then suppressed and suppressed and suppressed. And when I took off that one Band-Aid, all the Band-Aids just came off at one time. And all my wounds and all my hurt and all my damage was exposed at one time. And I had to be like, okay, how do we handle this? How do we handle this? How do I take care of this? How do I do this? And it was nothing but God. I tell you, nothing but God has been moving me, my support system, my kids, and myself have been like, all right, Marcia, you need to do this. You need to take care of this. And healing is extremely ugly monster. It's like you be you be on a cloud nine 1 minute, next minute you somewhere in hell. Like, fuck this shit, I'm over it. Nope, I'm not doing that. This fuck all of y'all hoes. That's I'm being 100% honest. That's exactly how I was like. Nope, fuck you, and fuck all of y'all. Oh, I love you guys. Oh my God, I'm so in love with you guys. And I be like, this ghetto ass earth. And it's just a roller coaster. Now I'm in a whole different place. I'm in a whole different arena, a whole different level of healing where I look back and was like, Lord, thank you for bringing me through that little storm because that was crazy. But the next video I'm gonna make is the second step. I call it anger, cause listen, baby, listen. When I tell you I was Michael and Jason, I was Michael and Jason. Like, I had some anger. You was like, stay away. Like, that anger was nasty. It was vicious. But I'm not gonna go into it on this video. But I just wanted to come on and give you an insight of what my healing looked like for the first stage, for the first process of it. And everybody's gonna look the same, but I wanted to give people that encouragement and that hope that it's not gonna be pretty, but it's much needed for your spirit, for your soul, for the growth that you're gonna make, for the process, for your next level, your next chapters, and for your kids. Healing was really important to me because I desire to get married. I desire to get married somewhere down the line, and I want God to deliver me a healed black man. I want to be able to stand in front of my man and be healed as well. I don't want to come to him broken with all my trauma, all my issues, and all my toxicity. I don't want that because I don't want him to come to me with that way. I don't know where he is, but I hope he's working on him because I'm working on me. And I pray that when we both reach to a level of healing and progress and growth, that our paths become aligned, and that I can live my best life with my husband. So that's why it's also really important for me to take this journey for not only that, but for my kids, because I have 3 little girls, and I don't ever want them to go through what I had to go through without having the proper tools to bounce back. As well as my boys, because my boys, they may go through some stuff, and I want to be an example, a walking example for my children and those who are looking at me, that if I can do it, you can do it. And I can be somebody you can come and talk to. I can be a resource. I can be somebody you can depend on and use when you need them, when you need somebody. That's the line of work I do. You know, it's so many reasons on why I decided to take this road of healing. But at the end of the day, I did it for me. I did it for my self-love, for my self-care, for my self-maintenance. Because I fucking matter. And I am the shits. Period, point blank. I don't care what nobody say. I fucking matter and I'm the shits. And I'm gonna walk in that shit. Put my crown on. Fix it a little bit. It's a little crooked. sit right over my locks, and I'm gonna be the best version of me, best version of motherfucking Mauricia that I'm gonna be, and ain't nobody gonna stop me. Point period. It is what it is. But with that being said, I hope you have a great and fantastic day. Thank you for listening to my video. Thank you for watching my video. If you stayed all the way to the whole 15 minutes, you a real G, and I appreciate you and I love you. I hope that you have a great and fantastic week. I look forward to seeing you guys. Look forward to the comments, and I look forward to maybe one day working with some of you guys. All right, have a great day. Bye.